First half of 2024 is gone. We're going to show you some of the most notable changes in the electrician tool world today. First up, we kind of have the gold standard. This tool pouch is definitely very affordable, like maybe 50 bucks for the whole setup at Home Depot. But all the tools, just like the Gator back, the tools are in the front of this. I've talked to a lot of electricians. We don't like our hand tools in the front here. It kind of weighs down the whole tool belt. It puts all the tools to damage finished products, finished surfaces, and things like that. And Boulder Bag has just come in and done something fantastic. Let's see what they did. One of my favorite features is they didn't just go with standard generic sizes. This side here, these slots go all the way down to the bottom of the tool bag. These slots are more shallow, so you can grab bits easier. You can see that bit is gone. They put our heavier hand tool slots closer to your waist, changes the center of gravity and how you carry your tools. Less strain on your hips. Gave us room for 6 hand tools, also room for a multimeter. If you look here, you can see where the tools don't really disrupt each other. And there's plenty of space for 2 tools on this backside, and then the additional one here. Also, if you look here, Milwaukee's got a 5/16, which is long. Finally, it took them long enough to make one. But yeah, this is great for tap cones and a must if you're an electrician. And again, gone on this side of the tool belt. Screwdrivers and things like that on this side. Great for the volt claw. We'll take your attention to the front of the tool belt. You can see we've still got those iconic 3 slots here, just like most tool belts do, but you're going to notice that they're more straight up and less prone to sag. You can see the difference here. Another great thing with this Boulder Bag Ultimate Electrician is this kind of satchel design here. You've got room for your number books, marking pins, and also you got bit storage slots here, and it just velcros right back up. One thing I think they should have done here, added an extra loop or something, like a little slot for our levels when you're running pipe. I do really like the channel lock slot, and this is going to be one of the best support pouches I think I've ever seen. Look at the storage on this. We can completely fist this with no problem. Even this 6.0 battery will fit in this slot. Now, what happens, right? People are going to say that's a lot of tools. Yeah, you're not going to carry these all at once. You're going to carry one of those little bags that probably one of these Dewalts came in or something, and you're going to put the hand tools you're not using in that pouch, and you're going to do certain loadouts. If you're running pipe, obviously you're not going to have this, but you literally have couplings, connectors, straps, tap cons, and just a fantastic layout. There's plenty of room in this support pouch. The first time I ever saw saws like this was the Gator back, so we're going to give them credit where it's due, and they have them on this pouch for channel lock retention. Of course, we got the hammer slot. What better thing to carry a roto split? I'm not certain, but it's fantastic. A huge discovery on the channel was the bit here. The shape of the tips of these are just made for screws. Very vertical lines makes it almost impossible to cam out screws. I go behind a lot of electricians, have to open up panels and stuff. They love to use This footage was recorded live just yesterday and is exactly why nobody should be using an impact driver inside an electric panel. The Milwaukee strippers, man, love them or hate them, they strip really nicely. And the shear cut design, it's not completely flat and flat. It's kind of curved and curved. They cut really nice too. I'm not a fan of Milwaukee hand tools regularly, but credit where it's due. Okay, let's go over here to a screw we have not jacked with. Let's give it 1 bump. So we're going to get it tight. And someone might say that's probably tight enough because they said, oh no, I never let the impact. So we're just going to let it like that. That's what they might say is okay. So let's leave that one alone. Let's go over here and we're actually going to do 1 whole bump. There. Okay. 2 bumps on this one. Okay. That's a small little bump there. 2 bumps. 1 bump. But this one's going to be the loosest. This one's going to be the second tightest. And this one's going to be the absolute tightest here based on what we did. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at the loosest one. Let's just look at the loosest one because look, it's not even like that's how tight it is. And I was at a Square D with a Robertson tip / flat, you know what I'm talking about. And I almost with my hand strength could not break the screw loose, which is insane. And I thought for sure this thing's going to cam out, but it didn't. Like these tips are the next level. To give you a better idea of what I'm talking about, we're going to see how far we can turn this over before it falls. Right about there. We're now going to take a standard bit, same size. You can already see the taper difference. Also, 2024, we got the MP2X, a huge upgrade from the original Veto. The MP2X features this newer style latch here. It is $100, but I think when it comes to all the Vetos, this is probably the one that is actually worth spending that kind of money on a tool pouch. We've got the needle nose here / strippers with the shearing cut design from Milwaukee here that fit in there. You got room for your diagonals, your multipliers. Really everything fits in here, and it fits it really well. Your Klein shafts here fit inside this Veto really nicely. And we've got room for channel locks, bit storage, kind of a minimalist style. Minimum that you need for just about any task that you're trying to get done. Milwaukee drops some of their USA made 1000-volt tools here, and at a first glance they seem really nice. The grips are nice. Not a huge fan of the lanyard loop, but all in all, pretty solid tool choice from Milwaukee. For $100 you're going to get all of these tools here. Design handles that fit in your standard loops a little bit better. These ended up being a pretty nice addition for Milwaukee. This is pretty much flush with the edge of the tip there, so you don't really have any hang-ups when you're trying to get inside certain breakers. These come pretty much flush right there, which is a nice touch. And the knurling is just kind of a joke. It works when you have a screwdriver where this slips, holding this still while you're spinning this, but this shaft is stationary. So knurling for me just doesn't make sense on a screwdriver like this. Okay, we've got the Klein ratchet here. Pay attention. This is why the knurling on the Milwaukee is essentially pointless, right? When you're using a screwdriver, you use the knurling to help you spin the screwdriver. Do you see how that works? When you use the knurling here, we can spin this freely. This stays stationary. So when we actually go to drive a screw, see where we actually get the benefit of the knurling. It's not that I don't like knurling on my screwdrivers. You guys are essentially being gaslit into thinking the knurling's good. The only thing the knurling's doing is destroying your fingers if you have soft hands while you're turning your screw. It doesn't really help you out that much. Most of your leverage is on the back side here. That's how you use a screwdriver. And if you really want to go fast, you go back here. And then when you finish tightening, you turn here. Look where my thumb was. On that flat edge where this screwdriver notoriously stabs you. I rounded. That's my 2 cents on it though. The tips are very strong, and all in all was not that impressive with the offerings from Milwaukee. If you ask me, I think some of the older tools are a better choice for electricians. We're going to take a quick look and compare these two Klein screwdrivers. This one here features the ratchet, and this is the standard. This is the original 3/8. Now something special about this one, there's actually a magnet on this side, and it fits your standard bits in there. And that can look something like this. Like this. Even that. Something important to know though, if you've got the non-ratcheting and you want to upgrade to the ratchet, just know that these are not interchangeable. You can see where you got a slot there and you don't have a slot here. You got a large ball detent. So this here goes in the non-ratcheting, and these shafts are non-compatible. Now the ratchet is pretty straightforward. It's not that much weight. You just spin this here and it switches from forward to reverse depending on what the setting is that you have on there. It's just a tad bit heavier, but all in all, it's a nice addition for the Klein tool lineup.
There you go. We have done circular saw tests.
All right, ready?
Yeah. There you go.
Well, still got it.
Yep.
So if we're to weigh these, what do you think? Yeah, Dewalt got us the 860. This is the Japanese version, but the only difference is that the collet has a little bit of play due to the JIS style. One of the biggest letdowns with this tool is actually what they call connect tool. And it's pretty misleading. When you think connect tool in this day and age, especially 2024, you think that it might have Bluetooth. But no, connect tool is those adapters that DeWalt started making to cut pipe and do different things. Apparently this mode in speed 2, you can see how slow this thing is. It's not a desirable speed for selection 2, and 1 is just not sensitive enough. So if we look at the 850, speed 2 gives us a nice speed and torque, and speed 1 is very gentle, and it's great when you're installing things like this. These little anchors for the T-mold strip, this thing does it fantastically in speed 1. That's my 860 right there. You're going to hear this anywhere at the job site, at someone's house. Plug this in a live circuit and turn off the breaker to quickly identify, or plug this in a dead circuit and turn the breaker on to quickly identify. GFCI, circuit tracing, lights, it does it all. Also has a really handy light socket, light outlet. This is how you adjust it. You can just spin this right here. Let us know in the comments below what trade, how you do your work, what's your loadout like, and we'll see you guys in the next one.